The archaeological dig had taken Marcus 3 years into the depths of the Sahara, searching for remnants of humanity's earliest tools. When his scanner finally detected the anomaly, buried beneath 12 meters of sand and stone, he dismissed it as another false reading. The desert had fooled him before, with mineral deposits that mimicked worked metal dot, but this time was different. The spear emerged from the earth black as obsidian, its surface unmarred by the millennia that should have reduced it to rust and fragments. Marcus held it with trembling hands, marveling at the perfect balance, the way light seemed to bend around its edges. No primitive human had crafted this weapon. The metallurgy alone defied everything he knew about ancient civilizations. He set up camp as the sun descended, building a small fire from dried scrub brush. The excavation could wait until morning. Tonight, he would examine his discovery properly. Marcus skewered a piece of preserved meat on the spear's tip and held it over the flames. Watching fat drip and sizzle, the weapon grew warm in his grip. Then it grew hot. The meat cooked in seconds, charring black before Marcus could pull it away. He dropped the spear with a yelp, stumbling backward as the ancient weapon clattered against stone. The fire seemed to lean toward it, flames stretching like grasping fingers. "Fascinating," a voice said behind him. "Your kind still uses fire for sustenance preparation." Marcus spun around, his heart hammering against his ribs. The creature standing at the edge of his campsite bore a vaguely humanoid shape, but that was where any similarity to humanity ended. Its skin rippled with patterns of bioluminescence, shifting from deep purple to sickly green. 4 arms hung at its sides, each ending in too many joints. Eyes dotted its elongated skull in a crown of black orbs that reflected the firelight. "What are you?" Marcus whispered. The being tilted its head, the gesture somehow condescending despite its alien anatomy. "I am a collector. My designation would be unpronounceable to your vocal apparatus. You may call me Vorm." Marcus's scientific mind raced even as primal fear urged him to run. First contact. This was first contact. Humanity had searched the stars for decades, finding nothing but silence. And now, in the middle of the Sahara Desert, an alien stood before him. "Why are you here?" He managed .vorn, gestured at the spear with one of its lower arms. "Reclamation. That weapon belongs to my people. It was lost during a hunt on this world, approximately 50,000 of your years ago." A hunt. Marcus looked at the spear, then back at the alien. Cold realization crept up his spine. "You hunted here." "On Earth, indeed. Your planet once hosted magnificent prey, creatures of massive size and savage temperament. We visited periodically, taking trophies, testing ourselves against your world's apex predators. Vorn's bioluminescent patterns pulsed faster. But we grew bored. The megafauna died out or proved too simple to hunt. We moved on to more challenging grounds. Marcus's fear began to crystallize into something else, something harder. And now? Now we return. Vorn stepped closer, and Marcus could smell something acrid and chemical emanating from its skin. The galaxy has grown quiet. We have hunted every worthy beast on 1,000 worlds, conquered every dangerous species, collected trophies from the fiercest predators the universe has produced. We find ourselves without challenge, so you came back here." "Not exactly." Vorn's eyes seemed to glitter with amusement. "We have been monitoring your species for quite some time, watching you spread across your world, developing tools, weapons, societies. You wage war upon yourselves with impressive creativity. You survive in hostile environments through adaptation and ingenuity. You are, in a word, interesting." Marcus felt his blood run cold. "You want to hunt us." "The Conclave has decided. Humanity represents the first truly challenging prey we have encountered in several thousand cycles. You are not the strongest, not the fastest, not the most numerous, but you are resilient, innovative, dangerous in ways that transcend mere physical prowess. Vorn gestured expansively. Your species is now on the menu. For a long moment, silence hung between them, broken only by the crackling of the dying fire. Marcus looked at the ancient spear, then at the alien who had come to reclaim it. His mind worked frantically, piecing together fragments of history, anthropology, evolutionary biology. Then he laughed. The sound seemed to confuse Vorn. The alien's bioluminescence flickered uncertainly. You think this is amusing? Vorn asked. Marcus picked up the spear, feeling its weight, its perfect balance. I think you have made a terrible mistake. Explain. You hunted the megafauna. The giant sloths, the saber-toothed cats, the massive bears that once roamed this planet. And you know what happened to them? Marcus's voice grew stronger. They went extinct. But do you know what survived? Vorn said nothing. We did. Humans, weak, slow, relatively small humans. We survived the ice ages. We survived the droughts. We survived every predator that ever considered us prey. Do you know why? Because you hid. Because you bred quickly. Wrong. Marcus pointed the spear at the alien. Because we are the most dangerous thing this planet has ever produced. We are not the apex predator by virtue of claws or teeth or venom. We are apex because we never stop. We adapt. We innovate. We remember. Vorn's patterns shifted to an angry red. Brave words from a species that has barely left its own star system. You think technology makes you superior? Let me tell you something about humans. We threw sticks and rocks at mammoths until they died. We chased antelope for days until they collapsed from exhaustion. We survived on this planet for hundreds of thousands of years with nothing but our brains and our refusal to quit. And every single thing that ever tried to eat us, we ate it first. Marcus stepped forward, and to his satisfaction, Vorn stepped back. You want to hunt us? Fine. Come to Earth. Send your conclave. Send your best hunters with their advanced weapons and their alien physiology. But understand this. Humanity has spent its entire existence being hunted, being prey, clawing our way to the top of the food chain on a planet that tried to kill us every single day. You are not the first predator to consider us meat. You are just the next one we will outlast. You cannot possibly believe your primitive species could oppose the might of the conclave. I believe that you lost a spear here 50,000 years ago and never came back for it. I believe that in that time, humans went from huddling in caves to splitting atoms and leaving footprints on other worlds. What did your people accomplish in that same span? Found new things to hunt? Marcus smiled without humor. We have a saying on Earth, mess around and find out. Vorn's bioluminescence pulsed rapidly now, patterns shifting through colors Marcus couldn't name. The decision has been made. The hunt begins in one solar cycle. We will broadcast the challenge to your entire species. You will have time to prepare, as is traditional. Not that it will matter. Then let me give you a message for your conclave. Marcus raised the spear high. Tell them that humanity accepts. Tell them that we have spent our entire evolutionary history turning the things that hunted us into tools, food, and cautionary tales. Tell them that we are very good at grudges, and we have long memories. He drove the spear into the ground between them. Tell them that we will be ready. And when we are done, their children will tell stories about the terror that lurks on the small blue planet. The species that refuse to be prey. The thing in the dark that hunts back. Vorn stared at him for a long moment. Then the alien reached out and grasped the spear, pulling it from the earth. I will relay your words. They will find them entertaining. Prey species often make bold claims before the hunt begins. "We are not prey anymore," Marcus said quietly. "We stopped being prey the moment our ancestors picked up the first rock and decided to fight back. You are about to learn the difference between hunting animals and hunting humans." Vorn turned and walked into the darkness beyond the firelight. Within seconds, the alien had vanished, leaving Marcus alone with the dying embers and the weight of what had just occurred. He looked up at the stars, those distant points of light that humanity had dreamed of reaching for so long. Somewhere out there, an alien civilization had marked his species for sport. They thought humans would be interesting prey. Marcus smiled grimly and began breaking down his camp. He had work to do, messages to send, warnings to deliver, a species to prepare. The aliens wanted a hunt. Humanity would give them a war dot, and when the dust settled, when the blood had been spilled and the battle had been won, the galaxy would learn what Earth's apex predator truly meant. Not the strongest, not the fastest, but the one that never, ever stopped coming. The fire died to ashes as Marcus packed his equipment. Above him, the stars watched in silence, waiting to see what happened when an ancient species of hunters met the one prey that refused to die. They would not have to wait long.